Welcome to Understanding Risk, a 5-part podcast series by APAL and Pear Australia. My name is Hugo Britt, and I'm joined today by Justin McFarlane. Justin has a history of working in the sustainability, energy, and environmental services industries, and is the Executive Director of Rethink Sustainability and Circle Energy. Welcome, Justin.
Thanks for having me, Hugo.
Much of the time, the concept of risk is linked to taking a course of action, but in some areas, risk occurs when you fail to take action. Justin is here to talk about one of these areas where you literally can't afford to sit on your hands, and that's energy efficiency. So let me launch straight into my first question. Justin, energy efficiency is about doing the right thing by the planet, but also about saving money. Let's suppose we're talking about an apple or pear grower without much money to invest. What are some of the small, low-cost changes they could make around their property to improve their overall energy efficiency?
There are actually quite a few things that can be done, Hugo, and through Rethink Sustainability, we have specialised in developing a cyclical approach for people to assess their energy profile for their properties. And some of the things that have come out of that can be of great value for primary producers start really at how they're acquiring their energy, what their procurement process is. And we actually provide a free, no obligation service where people can have their billing information assessed, and that enables us to see if they are in a competitive market rate, or if the fact their billing profile is accurate for their enterprise, and if there's anything that we can do to sharpen that up. So that's a very simple thing that can be done that's at absolutely no cost.
That's interesting. So it doesn't have to be complicated at all. All right, so my next question, we've talked about the cash-strapped small grower who doesn't have much money to spend. Now, let's imagine there's a highly profitable large grower out there, they do exist, who is willing to invest heavily in energy efficiency. So what are some of the bigger, exciting projects or technologies that you've seen?
The areas that we're really focusing in now with our larger commercial and industrial type clients, as well as a lot of clients that have multi-site facilities around Australia, is our integrated energy program, which includes a virtual power plant or virtual embedded network capability. This is something very new to the Australian market and something that can provide substantial benefits for larger scale properties, as well as sometimes smaller energy users as well. And in very broad basic terms, a virtual power plant enables somebody who uses energy to look at their own self-generation from any of the numerous technologies that are available to do that. So they could include the simple things that we're all familiar with, like solar, but may in fact in some of these regional areas on some properties be able to incorporate pumped hydro, wind energy, as well as a whole host of others. And what we're able to do is consider then how that energy can be moved around the national energy network without the person who's produced that energy being fully exposed to all of the retail and distribution costs. And we've developed a very interesting program through Rethink Sustainability's partner Circle Energy in delivering this service to consumers. And there's a great opportunity for primary producers to take advantage of this process.
That's interesting. So we moved from bills to virtual power plants. Does sound a bit more complicated, but also achievable with a bit of help from a service such as yourself. My final question is that we always like to end our podcast on a bit of a practical note. So what would you say is the first step a grower could take today to start their journey towards greater energy efficiency?
The first and simplest thing would be the free energy assessment or valuation that we offer. And that's very, very simple, and growers will be able to find how to access that through the Australian Apple and Pear Association. So that'll be quite straightforward. Really, the next steps are coming down to individual investigations on properties to understand exactly how energy is being utilised, how, where and when, and looking at what can be done requires a little bit more of an audit-based process to ensure we find the most effective ways to optimise energy usage at those sites. and then start the discussions around what type of renewable energy and or storage or virtual power plant capabilities the grower may be interested in exploring further.
Justin, that's all we have time for today, but thank you very much for joining us to share your knowledge about energy efficiency.
Thanks very much, Hugo. I hope I've been helpful.